What's up, guys? Welcome back to HMHT. My name is Ben, your host of course, and today when it comes to watchOS 8, I'll be happy to let you know that we finally have the next watchOS 8 beta, which is beta 8, and this beta comes 1 week after the release of beta 7 that we saw last week. Again, also today is a special day because it's a day before the best month for Apple users. We know that September tends to be a month packed with updates and also with Apple release notes and releases. So this is the last day before the best month for Apple users. And talking about watchOS 8 beta 8, you can see the update size for me on my Apple Watch Series 6 that it came in at exactly 123 megabytes, and I was updating from watchOS 8 beta 7. This is the developer beta that you are seeing right here. So if you are a public beta or a public beta tester, then perhaps tomorrow you should be able to see this update since Apple is releasing them more often now. Obviously, also, this is not all that Apple released. If we go to the Apple developer website that you are seeing here, you can see some other updates that came out today. So as far as macOS Monterey beta 6 is concerned, the developer beta of it came out yesterday, but today macOS Monterey beta 6 public beta came out. So I've already done a video on this, and the public beta 6 of macOS 12 is now available. Other developer beta versions that were released today, you can see that we have iOS 15 as well as iPadOS 15 beta 8 to developers only today. And we also have tvOS 15 beta 8, and the last one is watchOS 8 beta 8. These ones were released to developers. Hopefully public beta versions of these updates come out tomorrow, since Apple is releasing these more often now as we get beta and more stable updates. Now I've already updated my device, like I've said before, to watchOS 8 beta 8. Let's go on and look at the software changes that actually came with this update. So if we go into the settings and then go to general and then go to about, you can see the version that we have, that it is 19R5342A. So the build number that we have here now ends with an A, and if you recall correctly, on watchOS 8 beta 7 we also had the build number that ended with an A. It was 19R5340A. so this is another back-to-back A update, which goes to show that when it comes to watchOS 8 betas, we are reaching the final stages of these betas, which are more stable and with A build numbers which are back-to-back. That is something that's good. And now let's talk about the new features and changes that came with watchOS 8 beta 8. The first one that I want to show you has to do with what I saw on my device in the morning when I woke up. So you can see these the time. This was the time when I took this picture, and on my device you can see that there was a little like sleeping time. I don't know what it depicted, but I just saw it in the morning, and I had already switched off my sleep focus mode. So this is my sleep focus mode. When I sleep, I put it on, but for some reason this timer stayed on, and it showed, like, you can see the little sleeping, like let's say emoji, and then you see that time. It remained on like throughout the first morning or first half of my morning, and I'm not sure what it depicts, if it's something that I changed or some settings that I played with. But yeah, if you know what that is, then you can let me know in the comment section below. But as you can see, it ended up disappearing, and if we go back to like a different watch face, you can see that the time is no longer showing. I'm just in a focus mode that allows me to record here. So that is the first change that I wanted to highlight to you. And the second change that I would like to highlight for you when it comes to watchOS 8 beta 8 has to do with the AirPods firmware update that came out today. So if you use the AirPods, then you know that on the Apple Watch you actually get these notifications that if you leave your AirTag far away, and then it will say that this item is no longer being detected near you. So there's a firmware update for the AirTags, and the reason why mine looks so scratched gotten messed up is because I put this on my backpack, so it's always scratching the ground and so on. But yeah, this is my AirTag, and there's a firmware update. So the way you can sort of interact with your AirTag or see a little bit of information is if you go into the Find Items app, and then you'll be able to see some information. When you click there, you can see like the battery and so on. So that's the AirTag info. If you want to see the firmware version that's there, you can always do that by going to the Find My app and then go to items, and you'll be able to see the modem firmware version that you have on your AirTags. You can see that mine is 1.0.291, and that is the latest firmware version when it comes to the AirTags. The old one that we used to have was 1.0.271, so that has been updated already. And the way you update your AirTags is very simple. You just have to make sure that your AirTags are connected to or paired with your iPhone and in close proximity, roughly about 2 or so meters close by, and it should be able to update to the latest firmware update from 1.0271 to 1.0291, which is the latest firmware version that I have there. So that is an update. And also something else that I would like to show you when it comes to this watchOS 8 has to do with Twitter notifications. So I use Twitter quite a lot, and if you're not getting your Twitter notifications before on watchOS 8 beta 7, I would like to say that for me so far, I've been getting my Twitter notifications on my Apple Watch. And also when it comes to the Twitter app on this device, I would like to say that so far, since I updated to iOS 15 beta 8, it hasn't crashed, which is kind of amazing. So that is something that's good and has been fixed with this update. Now we have some general known issues. However, if you look closely, you'll see that we actually don't have like new features or new changes as well as resolved issues. So there is a mention of about 9 to 10 known issues, but no mention of new or resolved issues with watchOS 8 beta 8. So it's more of a stability and bug fix update as we get closer and closer to the final release. However, there are some issues. Like I mentioned, there's about 9 known issues, and some of those issues have to do with your like Apple Watch. It might disconnect from your iPhone from time to time, and you just need to power off your watch if that happens. And also sometimes if you are trying to update applications or use Focus on all your Apple devices, then Focus for applications that you actually downloaded on your Apple Watch might not apply, which is a non-issue at this time. And then also sometimes if you try and pair your camera with your Apple Watch, sometimes that does not seem to work, which seems to be a bug, and sometimes that can actually cause your device, your Apple Watch, to actually restart. Those are some of the issues that are here with this update, just to mention a bit. But other than that, watchOS 8 beta 8 feels quite smooth and stable. You can see this is the second back-to-back A build update for watchOS 8 betas, which means that we are approaching the final stages of this update, which brings us to when we could possibly see the release of watchOS 8, the official version, which is not a beta. So last year when it came to watchOS 7, the official version was released on the 16th of September. So you can see that we are about 2.5 weeks away from the release, or from the same release date that we saw last year. And we know that September, when it comes to Apple, it's a packed month that has a lot of updates and also a lot of software and press releases. So if there's going to be like an Apple event on the 13th or 14th, then I would say that we might probably see watchOS 8 being officially released on the somewhere around the event, like what Apple usually does. Now other than that, that's how this update came in for me on my Apple device. If you want to try it out, you can see that it's a second back-to-back A build. I haven't been facing any major issues or bugs when it comes to battery or performance so far since beta 6. Some people were complaining about battery before, but you can see that my battery health is still on 94. It dropped on 90 from 95 to 94 when I went from beta, I think when I updated to beta 6, but since then it hasn't dropped. And you can see my maximum health capacity, and you can see that it was last charged at like 12, and right now you can see that it's 346 and I have about 87%. So not too bad. You can see the drop is quite normal, and you know, if you want to jump on the beta, it's up to you. If you have a secondary device that you want to test this out on, then you can always do that. Now, other than that, that's about it for me when it comes to watchOS 8 beta 8. As always, remember that Apple released iOS 15 beta 8, which I'm also going to be covering, so stay tuned for that and stay safe, and I'll definitely see you in the next video very soon. Peace.